This is so hardcore. This is so hardcore. But honestly, my life is hardcore. Yours is probably too. You just don't want to talk about it like I do.
Okay, so if you can introduce yourself.
Bitch, please.
Y'all know who the fuck I am.
Hello and welcome back to Also Chanel. I am your girl Deanna Chanel. Shawty acting janky today. I literally tried to record this. It's retrograde though. Sometimes retrograde be having funky stuff going on with technology, cars, communication, all that. I just want you to know we are in retrograde right now. So I tried to record this video just not too long ago, and Shawty she disappeared. I thought it was my storage fucking with me, but it's not that. But anyway, we are back with another episode. I've honestly had a emotionally just overwhelming day. I think the don't react in me, it's just it's draining the fuck out of me. I just want to react so bad, especially when I feel like people been giving fucking Dr. Seuss around this bitch, just dropping adjectives to describe Deanna. I had one person call me a dickhead the other day. I haven't even shown them the tip. I've been telling people that don't call me something if I'm not actually in that mode. You don't know me in that mode. I had someone call me a dickhead. I had someone call me mean. I had someone tell me that they're not really happy around me, but they keep coming back around. I'm just so confused with everyone. So I think from this moment on, I've actually decided that I'm going to give people what they're actually looking for. If I'm mean, I'm going to show you what mean Deanna is so that there's no confusion as to what that is, so that we can get very clear on what mean Deanna is. Or if I'm a dickhead, let me show you what that shit really look like so that there's no confusion the next time you want to use an adjective to describe Deanna. I am just so I'm so sick of and honestly my mother started this, but much love to you, Ma. Much love to you. By you being as strong as you are, you just made me being me even better. I'll just tell you that. But it's just the way that I'm just starting to see, I'm just mirroring people. I'm just giving people back what they're giving me. Oh, and it seems to be a motherfucking problem. Oh, you don't like that motherfucking shit, do you? No, I don't like it either. That's why I'm showing you. That's why I've been telling you that this behavior is distasteful. If I could tell you anything, or if you learn anything from me, is think before you react and you do things. Amen. Because we're talking about your character that you're affecting by your reaction, somebody else's ways, character, mental, and you might not care about that. But if you're going to act upon something, be very intentional. Be very intentional, because when I come to you and I ask you about said intention, be bold about it. Because if I felt in my heart that you had malicious intent, I'm going to take it as malicious intent. I had a breakdown with my girlfriend Vanessa today because I've been going through this one thing, and it's one trigger that I've been trying not to admit is affecting me right now. But some know my sex trafficking story, and I've touched lightweight on what happened. But one thing that really affected me was getting hit on, because I used to get whoopings as a kid. I was one of those that got disciplined, or I got beat up by this one girl growing up. I've been hit, but I have never in my life, other than by the pimp, I've never in my life been hit or beat on by a man. So that really affected me more. Do not cry. That's another thing that's bothering me. The fact that I don't want to cry anymore. I'm just so sick of crying now. Everything is just bothering me. But that's affected me more than I would like to admit, that section of my life. I'm not even tripping about my family not being here no more. I'm just bothered by I need to protect me at all costs. That's a big bother for me. Especially on the other foot, as someone, my mother used to get abused by my father. So it's just to be in this predicament to I don't know, I can't protect myself. And that's not good enough for me. That's just not good enough for me. Get it together. That's just not good enough. So the reason why I'm overwhelmed is because I had a conversation with a customer today that literally has a boxing studio. I don't know any reason other than, you know, there's always benefits to those extracurricular activities like boxing, Muay Thai, karate, taekwondo, like all those. They help you manage some type of emotion, some type of something. They're very good, especially I thought with your mind. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing that any sport you play, you need to be thinking. That's a given. So today I was asking, because I had previously talked to like my coworkers today, and I was expressing how my coworkers know my background or whatever, but I was expressing how I feel and how that night what I experienced and how I felt and like the weeks leading to like my eyes just being fucked and my mouth being messed up, that really affected me. So I was just telling how my coworkers, like, I need to be in the space where I need to be able to defend myself. It was like a couple of things. Defend myself. I need to be able to like withstand like 10 hits from a man and still be able to think. And it was only because like when I got hit by the pimp, like I was frazzled. Like my mind was thrown. And you can't think yourself like, you can't think yourself out of survival. You can't survive like that. I'm sorry, but that's not like certain situations. I'm sorry, hold on, give me a second, hold on. In my head, I'm thinking you need to be able to take a few hits, withstand some pain, and still think clearly. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's I feel like that's another chain in generational cursing. Of course, my child is going to have to learn that skill, but it's a skill that I've already learned, a chain that I've already broken. If we want to talk about generational curses, it's all about thinking before you act. That's why I'm like, I'm trying to get better about it. And it's just like, if you're going to sit up here, if my mom's going to sit up here and tell me, hey, you had a baby by a kid, a man who used to beat on you, it's just like, where does the chain end? Do you hear what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's a trigger for me. Getting hit and, or receiving a blow and not being able to think, especially as someone who is a thinker, not saying I can't defend myself or anything like that, but I'm one of those, I black out. I black out when I'm experiencing way too much emotion. I don't want to be one of those people. I need to be able to remember and recall every move that I make. And so with putting myself in some self-defense class, I feel like that will really help me by just, if you feel a hit enough, it's going to feel like nothing. And I need to get there. It's like, it's so important to me because I can't have that ever again. The way that shit just shattered me, it was like they never said Humpty Dumpty was an egg in Humpty Dumpty. But the way that shit shattered me, I felt like Humpty Dumpty. Like, I just can't have that. And I mean, like, the fact that... Anyway, the reason why today was so rough for me is because one of my coworkers or whatever... I was talking to a customer, he does a boxing class, and I was telling him, hey, maybe you should do like free self-defense classes for women or whatever. And it was like, just because I was telling him personally, like as someone, I need to get better with self-defense. I don't know how to react when I'm, faced in a fight where I need to fight or whatever. And so his response was just like so negative to me. And someone who I thought was my friend and who knows my story was literally laughing. He thought, I don't know, getting hit or domestic abuse. I don't know what he thought was funny, but everybody thought that the shit was funny. It completely turned me off, and it infuriated me, and it just like, it triggered the fuck out of me to where I couldn't even respond to him anymore. But he was like, and then another question he asked, it triggered the fuck out of me. I'm about to cry, hold on. I was just basically telling him, like, as a woman, I need to know how to react when I'm getting hit. Some women think they boosie badass and they know how to take a hit. Good for you. I don't know how to take a hit. I'll never be happy. Well, I don't know right now, but I'm not a boxer. I'm not built for that shit. But So I told him that basically I wanted to get into the boxing class because of self-defense. And I feel like if any woman, this is why you need to think before you speak in any profession. In any profession. Just think before you speak in life. Fuck the perfection. Just think before you speak. But he was like, he had already made me feel some type of way for wanting to learn self-defense so that I could think ahead while I am under stress. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, are you a fighter or a flighter? He said, are you a fighter or a flighter? Mind you, there's a third, there's a freeze. There's people that don't know what to do. They just sit there, right? As someone, I've teeter-tottered, I think that's what they say. I've been more of like a freeze or a flight. I used to be one of those when it came to conflict. But as someone, like, I just felt so offended by the conversation. And I'm like, how are you in a self-defense class or like hobby and you're speaking to me like I'm a woman asking you about classes about self-defense? So clearly I have to be worried or have an interest in protecting myself. So, excuse me, for you to ask me, are you fight or flight? Do you think that every woman has the opportunity to be fight or flight or pick and choose which one they can be? Do you know how many women have to fight in order to stay alive? And I felt the whole conversation was so condescending to me. And then you have my friend over here laughing. There's nothing funny about my trauma. And it's just like, I don't have time. I don't care to explain that to people. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I tell people, be so much more tactful when you speak and talk to people, because there was nothing funny in that moment. Like, I was getting so triggered. And amen and glory be to God, because, Deanna would have responded and said something. But it really hurt my feelings, and it made me see my friend in a different light, and it made me see the customer in a different light, because it's just like, why the fuck are you in this business if you actually don't care about people defending themselves? What are we doing? Is this just like, of course it's a hobby, of course there's some leisure shit, but that's the whole point of fighting, to learn how to defend yourself. Unless people are doing it for the monetary reasons, then I mean, that's on you. But I just felt like, I honestly, truthfully, I felt defeated. I felt very defeated in that moment. And that's why I had to break down to Vanessa. And she made me feel like kind of reassuring in that moment, because I'm like, she witnessed the conversation. I'm like, am I crazy to feel some type of way? But she understood. She literally understood why that weight was so heavy. But yeah, that's the interest in mine. I can't ever feel like defenseless, especially like against a man in that sense. I'm a very strong woman. Like, in a spiritual sense, in a physical sense, like, I'm very strong. But just because you have strength doesn't mean you know how to move with that in every sense. And I need to know how to move with that in every sense. I need to be as strong as I can be before I have my children, and that's very important to me. But it was just like, I don't know. It was like one of those moments that was like, don't expect everybody to understand your trauma or understand why you act the way that you do. And another thing I'll say is, I used to be one of those people that used to be like, oh, you get 3 chances. But I'm starting to realize that people only have one chance with me, because I'm very fragile right now. Like I was saying, I'm Humpty Dumpty, the egg. I'm very fragile right now, to the point where I don't know how I'm going to react. I don't know what to do with my emotions, like, for real. So I've been purposely just disconnecting with people. Like, we're in retrograde. I'm a hippie all the live long day, but it's always God. It's always God. You know what I believe in. But God shows us things at certain times, and honestly, it's just like people's true colors have just really been coming into fruition. And I'm just so happy I'm at the point in my life where I don't care to people please. I don't care to have anyone around. In my physical life, I'm alone every day. I'm alone every day. And what used to be such a pain for me might actually start being like a power to me. I mean, yeah, it hurts because, I like community, I like family, I like my village or whatever. But to think that I'm about to sit up here and deal with anything for just scraps of something, you actually got me fucked up. But yeah, it's so crazy because the intention of this video was actually to do another Also Chanel video, but I think we're gonna have to cut this one short and start another. I might have to, it's 7:49. I think I can record another video and do another video, and I'm gonna try and post at least this one because it's not too long. But yeah, that's what I've been going through these past few days. That trauma of getting hit on and like experience some physical pain. I need to make my body stronger. That's honestly the next step. I'm always looking at ways to make my mind stronger and how to be ahead of the game, like a few steps ahead. But health is one of those things where I need to get down in this lifetime. That's one chain that hasn't been broken in my family. Health, worrying about health, longevity, nutrition, things like that. Well, I won't say that completely. My mother was very holistic. I'm not even gonna lie to you. She's a very holistic woman. She's honestly one of the main reasons why I don't take any pain pills, because figure out what's the problem. Do you know that pain pills only block the pain receptors, but it does not solve the issue? Your issue is still there. So it's just like, it's kind of pointless. And that's terrible for your liver. It's like a bunch of things. You don't need to be taking those though. But anyway, like, share, subscribe. I hope you like this video. This is so hardcore. This is so hardcore. But honestly, my life is hardcore. Yours is probably too. You just don't want to talk about it like I do. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm about to go make that right now. Bye.